Hello and welcome to our last video for this series in how to show you many-to-many relationship using Microsoft Access. We chose author and also a book or multiple books in order to create a many-to-many. And I hope you have watched the 4 first videos in order to relate this a little bit better. So we need to go ahead and do 2 types of report. One report that is going to allow me to group the list of the data that coming from the table junction as the main criteria is the author along with the list of their books. And once I'm done with this one, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create a list also based on the fact that the name of the book, and under that is going to be the list of the author that wrote that books, because remember the relationship is many to many. So I'm going to be using my query as the feedback, as the engine behind the report that we're going to actually pull the data from it in order to create those reports. I'm going to go to create, and I'm going to create a report wizard to start with. Of course, there was a saving to be done. And I'm going to go to the all data query, and I'm going to move everything, and here we go. And notice I have the full name, that's mean the author. As you notice, if I could go ahead and change it to the book later, I could go ahead and get the title for the authors and the full name for every authors. But let's go ahead and start with the author. So I'm going to go ahead and start with next. And I'm not going to do any grouping here because I'm going to do it directly in the design. So that's a better way to learn it. And I'm going to sort it by title. And here we go. Let's go ahead and do it landscape for a better option. And there's must change the name of this as actually RPT authors list. You know, because we're listing the authors. Later we can actually make it looks better. And here we go. This is the initial view, which is not going to look very good. The only thing that I could do when I close this is to go to the view, the layout, and I could change this directly to say list of authors in their books. Okay. And not only this, I could go ahead and do some kind of like tweaking. Notice here. Go ahead and pull the price to the left. Go ahead and grab all the prices as well. Okay, I could pull the quantity, and I could pull that also as well. Do it, and I could do that subtotal a little bit here to the, you know, some tweaking. And this is going to look good, but I would like to go ahead and do all this on the top. Go to the format. And maybe do this, hit the shift key, hold the shift key, sorry, and I could go ahead and make this all bold, maybe a different color if I want, a different okay, and I could go ahead and make this underline. And I could also do this one here by making it okay, just to show you there is actually a name for the author along with their book. For example, Jackson Sam has contributed to 4 different books. And I could go ahead and click on this one here if I wanted to go ahead and put the underline for it. I could do a lot now, as you will see, by changing to the design. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and change the design through the view here in order to do some tricks. That is going to be very, very good looking. First thing I'm going to go ahead and do is to pull this a little bit down. So I could put actually a line out of here, and I'm going to put it under the full name. So I'm going to go ahead and put the whole thing through the hole. And I'm going to go ahead and change that hairline to something thicker. I'm going to put it 4. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and put that as sunken. And if I wanted to change that style from solid to dots, just for the sake of showing you different style, and I go to the view, notice what I did. So this is basically something you could play with. I separated the author with their books from the list of the. It's easier for the manager to read it or for somebody who's asking you to do the whole thing. So this is one way of doing it, but I want to do still something really interesting. I wanted to see, this is the full name. Maybe it's not meaningful to find the total of the book because that's not really, I could find that how much each author sold, okay, but maybe it's better to do it selling by the books because eventually the book is going to determine the amount of money. So I'm going to leave this for the next query, next report, sorry, where I'm going to be actually sorting everything by the title of the book and also along with the name of that author. So I'm going to go ahead and close that, okay, after I save it. You always close that query. Always you're going to be able to see this. There we go. So let's go ahead and create another report. From using the report wizard. Always there is tweaking. I'm going to go ahead and move everything and say next. And now we're going to do some stuff here. We're going to go ahead and do the book of the title, okay? And we're going to show here. Let me show you. I don't want to show an example, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this. Notice that the title, the price for each title is showing, but I'll go ahead and tweak it a little bit on the query. Next, okay. I want it to have the title on the top. So let's go ahead and do the title. And notice here the title of the book and then the price of each book, okay. And I could go ahead and leave it like this, as you will see. And I'm going to go ahead and sort it by last name. And I'm going to do the landscape, and here we go. And I'm going to change this to RPT books. And here we go. I don't need to view it in the report. Let me go ahead and directly take it to the design so I could work on it immediately there. See that? That saved me a step. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to the last list of books. And notice that the title is really the main group here. So if I do show you the list in the report view, notice I have the C programming, hard rock, and it shows the name of the person. You see the name of the persons that actually participated on the writing of that book. So the main criteria here is the title of the book. And as you notice here, the title of the book is going to be the main criteria. And you could see here the name of the people who wrote that book or helped write the book. But you notice here 3 people actually helped writing the C programming. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we understand how to group this better. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the design. And if you wanted to have, for example, the full name of the book directly next to the other header, I could go ahead and move it and put it right here. So let me show you how that's going to work, because it doesn't have a criteria by itself. So if you notice here, it shows only one. Oh, actually, it only showed the first name of the book, so it's not going to work. I'm going to go ahead and change it on the design, because that there is a detail to the full name, and it must have its own section in the design. So I'm going to go ahead and show you if that's going to really fix the mistake that I made. So if I could go ahead and show you, yes, it did, because it's a detail. Every time you see a detail in the design, you will see there is a repeated value. Even this is, this is actually where many for the books, because there are many authors. There is only one price for the book. There is only one quantity. There's one subtotal. But if I could move this to here, let me show you here. I could do that. Okay. Here we go. Even this hardcover or not. And if I go ahead and show you here, that's going to show me the price, the quantity, and whether it's hardcover or not, and also the total in this case, which really I should be doing some tweaking here. So let me go ahead and do some tweaking. Layout, of course. The first thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and put this one here a little bit to the left. Okay, so I pulled it here to the left, and if you want to do it that way. And of course the hardcover, I need to pull it a little bit so it will also give it a little bit space. Okay, and quantity also, it can be pushed a little bit to the left. And the price is way too far from the name, so I could go ahead and push it a little bit here, and maybe even this way here. It's a matter of taste, basically. And all right, so I could do some calculated field here. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and create, if I could go directly to the home, go to the design one more time. I wanted to go ahead and put a, as you notice here, under each one of those header, I'm going to put a line. Okay, and I'm holding the shift key to have a straight line. Always, you have to have a straight line. Oh, I wasn't hitting the shift key, I was hitting the control key. So pressing the shift key, and here we go. All right, so we could make it even thicker, and let's take a look at the whole thing and see if it's going to be better. Yeah, that's better. The only thing I wanted to do under here, under the heart, I wanted to go ahead and count how many author actually wrote that specific book. How many author wrote that specific book? Because I don't want to really sum. The sum has already been done for the subtotal for that book, but we want to be going actually counting how many authors. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the design, and if you notice here, I'm clicking the full name. So I'm going to go to the group and sorting. So it's actually sorting by grouping on the detail here, the full name. And let me go ahead and do a footer, sorry. And footer for the title footer. And I'm going to go ahead and put here, yeah, the title is going to be the footer. Group by price. No, we don't want this. We want to leave it like this. And I'm going to go ahead and put that box here. It's really the title is the main one here. And I'm going to say here, count full name. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Count the full name. Of course, this is not going to really make it look good, so I'll go say number of author in this case. The main was title, basically. I did click on the first full name here, but that if you notice here, the grouping is really based on the title footer. So I could go ahead and make it a little bit better. And I could make it the format even, here we go, even underline. Okay, number of authors. Okay, go ahead and do that. So one more time. We're going to go to the home, go to the view, and it's going to come in a second here. So I could show you the number of the authors for this one here. There's one. If I go to the junction table, okay, you go to the Java programming here, and I'm going to enter one more time. Let's say Mary Perez. She helped writing the Java programming, and already done that. Close it, and I'm going to close this, save it, of course, save the other one, which I did. I'm going to go ahead and refresh that reports book, and I should be able to see the Java programming is 2 of the author was written. So you can see that.